MCW fans to Backstage Pass. I'm Tara. My guest today is Buff Bagwell. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we welcomed you tonight at MCW, and you did a really incredible segment tonight.
Yeah.
Mr. Bagwell's Neighborhood.
Mr. Bagwell's Neighborhood. We did this out of a we shot a docu-series with Diamond Dallas Page, and it's called Change or Die.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be coming out on a series pretty soon. It's a docu-series, they call it. And one of the things we had to do was something opposite than your character. And you know, it was Dallas's team that really thought of it, but I agreed because it was so great, and that was opposite of Buff Bagwell would be Mr. Rogers. I mean, how much opposite more can you get, right? And so we did a couple of, I mean, as soon as I put the outfit on, I felt like Mr. Rogers. You know, I felt like, you know, I started doing things like, you know, like, and like the little puppets, I'd laugh, I'd hold my belly and go, like, huh. You know, I don't know, I just felt like him.
Did you watch it as a child?
No, he was, I think, maybe a little before me, I think. I was, you know, I was born in 70. I'm 52. Okay. But I don't know. I think he was a little before me. I really do. But I watched him. I remember the train.
Yes.
And all. And I remember the
puppets.
Right, and the puppets.
They were creepy.
There was the sock one, and there, you know, we've done a couple of puppets and some photo shoots, but.
Lady Fairchild, I think. Lady Elena Fairchild.
There you go,
that was that creepy old lady looking one. Like, how did that not give kids nightmares?
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff on there that was kind of weird. But yeah, so we just kind of went from that, and we started like making fun of me messing up. And because the words were kind of really pretty weird, believe it or not. It's like, it says beauty wood in one of the lyrics.
Oh, really? I've never listened to the lyrics, to be perfectly honest.
Nobody has, right?
Right.
But it says it says it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Would you be my neighbor? It's a beautiful day in the beauty wood. Beauty wood.
Now I have to listen to this.
Got you. But it says beauty wood. Would you be my beauty? So it's just really, instead of neighbor, it says beauty. Yeah, really strange, but it is the words, and so I can never remember them because they're so confusing. Steve, a buddy of mine, that Steve Yu that does all of Dallas' stuff. He's the president. He says, Mark, all you gotta do is flip it, and I go, well, you flip it, and he was like, he tried to do it. It was like, it's harder than it looks.
Yeah,
I was like, it is, man. So anyway, we did that, and it worked. But then again, you knocked it out. We put it in front of the crowd, and it didn't get that good of a reaction. But I do think in time it will, because it's just they expect to see Buff Bagwell, you know. And even with you know, it's kind of a shock a little bit to see me no goatee, you know, my natural hair. It's really everything against Buff, even the look is, you know.
Yeah.
So that's different. And Baltimore's not the most favorite of babyface talent. They like heels here.
Yeah.
So as Marcus Alexander Bagwell, I got booed for years in Baltimore. And then as Buff Bagwell, it was like, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
They loved me here in Baltimore. So, you know, I think they were a little bit let down that it wasn't Buff and it was Mr. Bagwell. It threw them off a little bit, but I think it'll get more and more. It's new.
Yeah. And, you know, as they start seeing the clip surfacing online and as it pops up in their feeds, then they'll, I was there for that, you know, and then and then they'll start sharing it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be good.
Yeah. And
I'm still excited, very excited.
I think it was, you know, it was a lot of fun to put together.
Oh, yeah.
So,
it was great.
I know I was thrilled with the prop list. I was like, I can do this.
Yeah,
you know?
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's just a different way to connect with fans, too.
Yes.
Because, you know, the reality of it is you can't wrestle into your 80s.
No,
you know?
No, you can't. No.
You know, and you've had some injuries, you've had some serious car accidents, you know, and of course, wrestling for as many years as you did has taken a serious toll on your body.
Yes, it has.
So, doing something like this, you know, can be like a rebirth of a career.
Absolutely, and that's the idea. That's what we've been kind of looking for through all of these things we've been doing. Is, you know, a reinvention. You know, is the idea, and it's really hard to do those. It really is.
Yeah.
You know, anytime you change your name or change what you're doing, they kind of remember the old stuff. But it's doable, it's possible, and it's something that I think everybody can relate to, being the Mr. Rogers show. You know, so. And Mr. Bagwell's Neighborhood. So I'm still very excited about it. I think the sky's the limit with it.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about how you and DDP came together to work on this project and how integral he's been in this phase of your life.
Well, Dallas, you know, a lot of guys throughout my, you know, my career, I've had ups and downs with addiction, and I've lost a lot of friends through my addiction, and you know, I've really, it's not like I didn't try the whole way, but you know, each time I come out gung ho, so I spoke gung ho about it, and then if I let them down, I lost more and more friends each time, and but this past time, I really thought I had a hold of it. And we shot a show called Change or Die. And out of that show, it was truly about change or die. And there's one of the kids that are on it. One of the guys is, you know, a 22-year-old that weighs, you know, 500 plus pounds, and it's a change or die situation for him.
Yeah.
And it's a change or die situation for me too. I just didn't quite take it that way, but I should have. And so I was shooting the show, and Dallas made it pretty clear that it was because of Steve is why I got as far as even making it to that show. I mean, Dallas was all about, you know, buff and making it, but still a little bit more, you know, just, you know, is this really going to be, you know, is this really going to be the real one, you know? And so so Dallas was a little skeptical and Steve wasn't. And so, you know, enter, you know, Buff Bagwell in the show, and it just I was staying clean as I shot the show, and then when I got up on Thursdays, it wasn't like I was planning to go get screwed up on the weekends.
Right.
It just happened that way at first, where there was no leash on me. I could shoot I was away from Dallas, so I was drinking and doing my pill thing on the weekends and doing shows. And then it slowly got a hold of me. I didn't do nothing at Dallas or at the show, but still I got to where I couldn't wait to get home Thursday night, you know, and they were starting noticing that, like, you know, Matt wants to go home awful quick on Thursdays, you know. As soon as they stopped shooting, I was gone, you know. Right. So out of that came my niece. My niece entered the picture, and she just remembers, you know, the life I gave her coming up, and she wants to pay it back. And thank God she was old enough to remember. Even Dallas said, he goes, man, if you did one thing right, it was, you know, raising that girl, because buddy, she's a special girl, and she is. She's a special woman. Her name is Jonna, and she's got a wonderful family. That's great. And so together they just got behind me and just got me up to rehab, which is Black Bear Recovery, and up in the North Georgia mountains. And I did 30 days there and got out, and I'm just really excited about life again.
That's great to hear.
Really
That's great.
Yeah.
You know, it's addiction is a process, and it's not easily understood, and the recovery process looks different for every single person that goes through it. You know, and so, you know, it certainly seems like you've got this direction and this way forward. Well,
that's the deal. I think that's the catch I never learned before, was when they would clap and somebody said they were one day sober, I'd be like, one day and they're clapping.
Right.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
So I'm 50-something days sober today.
That's wonderful.
So that's a big deal. It's a giant deal now that I've learned that 1 and 2 is like, oh, wow, you know.
Right.
But it still goes back to just for today. I mean, just for today. That's what we always said at Black Bear, was at the end of our serenity prayer, we'd say just for today. And that's how we take it. And so I think all addicts kind of, the ones that are successful, take that, man, I'm just trying to stay sober for the next 24 hours, you know, and that's it. That's all I'm looking at. Don't try to get week, month, year. People that count into the hundreds, I really don't understand. Not that I'm against that. I don't understand it. Don't judge or anything, because their sobriety. But I do think it would be really hard for me to go, I'm clean, I'm sober 148 days. And so if I knew that, I knew how many hours and seconds and minutes they were. If I knew the days, I'm being serious. I would say, if I was going to go that route, being OCD, I would say I'm 133 days, 12 hours, so minutes, and so many seconds. I really would. So if you get technical, I just like to say my sobriety date. And my sobriety date is August 27th.
Well, that's wonderful.
So let's go with that. August 27th, 2020 is my sobriety date. And I'm real excited about everything again. And that's going to be a big date in the future to remember.
Yeah, absolutely. So next August 27th, I will think about you.
The year I got my
You
30.
get a big one then.
I got my 30-day chip in Anchorage, Alaska.
No kidding.
And I ran the meeting somehow.
Wow.
It was the weirdest. I was up at the front, and all of a sudden I'm running the meeting. I didn't ask to run it. Matter of fact, I couldn't even share. They go, newcomers can't share. So I said, okay, no problem. I'm in Anchorage. Okay. Something okay. Well, then I get my 30-day chip, and then I go, I started reading the thing. I was reading the AA meeting. So
Wow.
it was kind of fun. I liked it. It's cool.
That's great. And you know, that supportive environment and being able to go wherever you are on the road or anything, that'll certainly help
there's
with
one in
your
the city.
There is, and as we were talking earlier, there's some online and they're 24/7.
Yes,
and
every
you have that support
hour.
system.
It's nuts. It's so great, but it's great to know that.
Right.
You know?
Right. And you can, you know, find whatever works for you to support you on your journey.
Exactly.
So that's wonderful. So what is next for you?
Well, next for me is, you know, I don't know, for whatever reason, well, for a good reason, but the closer I am to God and the closer I am to the gym is always helped me be sober. And I think it will help me tremendously again to dial myself into God and into sobriety again. And and God and the gym together for my sobriety and recovery. I just really think it's the key elements for me. And everybody's different on what they need. And so it's about your sobriety. It's about your recovery. And you do got to be selfish about that.
Yeah.
It is about my recovery and my sobriety. So you take that seriously, and that's that's my first and foremost overall. And then there's a lot of things that come with that. I think just automatically with TV, with shows, I mean, just all you got to do is hang on with Dallas. I mean, just hang on, and there's going to be something coming up. So they're real big about maybe shooting a second season to The Change or Die.
Okay.
And then there's going to be, you know, there's a lot of, I'm getting booked a lot of places now with the recovery. And I had Chris Van Vliet interview me the other day.
Okay.
He
I
flew all the way
did
from
an interview
LA.
with him a few months ago.
He flew all the way from LA to interview me. And I was just overwhelmed. And he's like, yeah, I just left Clooney and Julia Roberts. And I was like, to come to me? Oh my God, I'm sorry. I wanted to apologize. He said, I did The Rock last week, and I was like,
look at you, you're in good company.
yeah. So I was like, hey man, I got to be in the right place, right? So it was really a good feeling to know that the guy was doing that. And of course, Dallas hopped in and got a good interview with him too. So just I'm excited again. I'm excited again, and that's a good thing to be. And so I'm ready for anything that's come my way, but I'm ready for it.
Yeah, and you have a platform, and people connect with you, you know, and people who are maybe going through their own struggles will see somebody like you who's coming forth and saying, hey, you know, maybe I didn't get it right the first time or the second time, but here I am, and I'm getting it right today, you know? Exactly, and that's inspirational to a lot of people, so I commend you on that.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And MCW's been great to me, and I love them, and they've always been there for me, but over the years and stuff, it's just a lot's gone on, and but I'm just here again for, I think I got one last go at life. Yeah. And I want to make the best of the last go. Like I said, I'm 52, which don't mean I'm old.
No, you're not.
It just means that, but it does mean in this business, I got one last run at it. Right. And I want to make the best of it. So I'm going to be ready for anything that comes my way.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Now, are you active on social media? Can fans find you?
Yes. The best thing I do is go to marcusbuffbagwell.com. That's my website, marcusbuffbagwell.com. When you go to the website, it'll show my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, but pretty much everything's Marcus Buff Bagwell. Okay. Except for Twitter, it's Mark. Okay. Buff Bagwell, because the letters, you get so many digits in. So go to marcusbuffbagwell.com and check the website out. It'll guide you to all the places, and it'll let you know where I'm at.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and nothing but success to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, fans.